Hey good people, welcome back to my channel, Beauty in the Frizz. My name is Kara, and whether you're new here or not new here, before I start this video, I need you to do one thing. Go grab your little brunch drink of choice, because today I am bringing you everything Rose Decadence from the mother, Pat Mcgrath. So this is definitely the type of video where you might want to just sip on something opulent and just let's have a nice rich time. Yes, because I mean, why not? So if this sounds like something you're interested in, keep on watching this video. Don't forget to leave me some comments and let me know what you think about the new Pat Mcgrath Rose Decadence collection, and consider subscribing to my community. I'm all about accepting your own personal beauty, feeling good, trying to spread some positivity while we deal with all these shenanigans that are happening in the world right now, and yeah, just providing a little bit of escape from just our hectic lives. So if that sounds good to you, I definitely hope that you'll come back. All right, let's get started. So first I have to say, I placed my order on Wednesday, August 12th. I had it in my hands on Friday the 14th. It was late, but I still had it. And I just thought that was great, because I've been having issues with mail lately. I'm not sure about you guys, but I was really surprised to have this. I mean, it's mostly with the post office, but you know, you just never know. So Pat Mcgrath has been on this rose kick. She came out with Divine Rose 1. She came out with the Ritualistic Rose, which was a Blitz Astral Quad. Then she came out with Divine Rose 2, I believe back in May. Seems so long ago. And now we have the mini mothership Rose Decadence. So with this latest release, Pat Mcgrath released a Rose Decadence palette. This is one of her 6-pan palettes. She also released some Lip Fetish Divinal Lip Shines, which are more like a lip balm. She also released some Astral lip balms, as well as 10 new lip pencil shades. So there was definitely a lot. Obviously, I bought the palette. I bought one of the Astral Bombs, I bought one of the trios for the lip shine bombs, and I bought 2 of the lip pencils. I'm going to be trying these on, making a look or 2, and also doing some comparisons and having a nice little swatch fest. So yes, let's get to it. So here's the palette, and it is definitely gorgeous. It is the same rose theme, and I know a lot of people are getting tired of it, but a lot of us were hoping for a blush. But this color right here, and we'll get to that, you can use that as a blush. So I'm sorry I didn't show you guys, but the one thing I want to say about this packaging is that this is very similar to her Star Wars collection, where it just opens up like most of your normal palettes. It's not that trifold design, and I think a lot of people do like that because it's just easier to hold in the hand. Now for the Divinals, comes in this box, and it has the little pretend thing that she, you know, there's usually like a string, but this is just like a little pretend one. And it's got this nice pink tube. I know some of you will love that. This is the shade Temptress, and we'll get more into it. It's a different design this time. I think these will work really good for me. The Astral Bomb, it's got that glittery tube, but the balm has the glitter in it. So I'm excited to try this. This is the shade Rose Quartz. The pencils are traditional packaging, and I got the shades Living Legend, and I got Deep Dive. But that's Living Legend, and this is Deep Dive. Okay. I know the first thing that a lot of people are gonna say is, how does the Rose Decadence palette compare to the Divine Rose 2 palette? So let's just take a look. There are some similarities in a few shades. We have this color here and then Naked Blush. So those two look really similar. We have a matte shade here. Okay, a lot of people are annoyed with Pat putting in a gold, but I mean, she puts in golds. What can I say? I like not having to go grab another palette. So that's just me. I don't mind it. Now, there is no trichrome shade in this palette, but there is a duochrome, which is this shade here. I feel like Rose Decadence is like a summary of Divine Rose. Like, this is the whole book, and this is the summary, if I had to put it in teacher terms. So yeah, it definitely is a great partner. If a palette like this is overwhelming, but you like the color story, then this might be perfect for you. And this is probably more travel friendly, but let's get to these swatches. How about that? this is the duochrome. So it's like a fuchsia shade and you can see some violet reflex in it. And that's like probably the most unique one in this palette. All right, let's get a look going because I mean, that's what we're here for. Okay, I'm gonna do two different looks. I'll just do one on each eye just so we can see the versatility of the palette. So let's come on closer. So I'm gonna start out with Peach Dusk. And this is very, very similar to Naked Blush. It's not exactly the same, but it's really, really close. I think this will be good as a blush as well, and we'll try that out. I'm going to take the shade Hedonistic Rose, put that here on the outer corner. I think these pair very well together. I guess I'm doing the inner corner too, apparently. Now I'm gonna take Fuchsia Flame here and I'm gonna place that on the lid. And I'm not having any issues with blending them or anything like that. I'll take Pink Champagne. I'm going to highlight underneath my brow bone with that. See how that looks. Just gives you a little bit of shimmer there. And now I'm gonna take Scandalous. I'm going to put that underneath this part of my lower lash line. I hope you guys can see because the lighting's a little bit different here at my mom's. I'm using more natural light. I'm gonna take Golden Honey and I'm gonna do my inner corner with that. Okay, yes. Okay, here's the look. What do you think? I really like it. You could also take the Hedonistic Rose shade and use it as a liner. I kind of don't even want to line this though, to be honest. No, I don't. All right, let's go to look number 2. I'm gonna use Hedonistic Rose as your transition shade. It might be a little bit dark for that, but we're gonna test it out. If not, we can just figure something else out. No, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm committed. I'm gonna take Fuchsia Flame and I'm actually gonna put that on the outer corner. I know we usually go dark, but this is what I'm doing. Cause you know, there's no rules to this. Do what you wanna do. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna take a little bit of this Peach Dusk shade. I gotta make sure I say the shades right because I'm getting them confused with Divine Rose 2. And I'm going to just put a little bit here. So I think my favorite shade in the palette is Scandalous. I really, really, really like that shade. So I'm just gonna take Scandalous. Like, look at this. Look at this shade. Ugh. And I'm just gonna put it over top of Peach Dusk. Like, can y'all see, can y'all see this? Please, lights, do me justice because this shade right here, I don't care. Everybody's talking about Fuchsia Flame. No, honey. Scandalous is the business, okay? All right, let's see. Yes, I'm gonna take Golden Honey. Pink Champagne is gonna go in the inner corner. Then I'm going to take Peach Dusk and finish the lower lash line. I'll bring this a little low. Oh my God, yes, honey. Wait, now I wanna do my other lash line lower like that. Okay, those are my two looks. So before I get to the blush and lips, I'm gonna line my eyes and put on some mascara. Okay. So now I have lined my eyes. I used the Mcgrath, the black eyeliner pencil, and I used the Thrive Liquid Lash Extensions mascara. And here's the whole look. So I got a tad bit of fallout, but really nothing serious. All right. So now we want to try out this Peach Dusk shade for blush. So let's do that. So yeah, Peach Dusk definitely works well for blush. So you got your blush palette, okay? It's here. What if we took Pink Champagne and used that for a highlighter? So let's see. Can y'all see it? Cause I see it, it looks good. All she needed was a shade we could use as a bronzer, and we would have had a whole multi-use face and eyeshadow palette. Could be in the works though, you never know. This makes a perfect highlight. I think you could even use the Golden Honey shade for a highlight as well. Maybe. Let's see. Oh, I gotta find some more places I can put highlighter. Let's see. So I think you can see that's Golden Honey above my brow right there. Yeah. All right, let's not get carried away. Okay, all right. We can go into the lips, but before we do that, let me just style myself up and make sure I like this so far. And then we'll move on to the lips. Well, hopefully the lighting's not too bad, because I just want to feel like I did this collection justice. So the 3 lip shines that I got, these came in a trio. So I think this was the nude trio. So we have Temptress, Bella Amore, and Nude Venus. So I'm going to go ahead and try these 3 on so you can see what they look like. And we'll start with Nude Venus. So Nude Venus is like you're just really light pink. This is like a really barely there color, and I really like it. It's very light, and the lip balm is very nice, but it should be. Okay, next we have Bella Amore. Okay, I really like that shade. And last but not least, we have Temptress. Like that too. Okay, for the Blitz Astral Balm, I got the shade Rose Quartz Astral. Okay, I have to decide which shade I want to wear. Now the 2 pencils that I got, the first one, I'm gonna swatch it, is Deep Dive. And that's it here. And then I got Living Legend. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go with Living Legend today. And with that, I'm gonna go ahead with Temptress. All right, so we have our so we have our Rose Decadence look now. Let me know what you all think. The look is complete. I know what you guys are wondering. You're probably wondering, if I have Divine Rose 2, do I need this? Like, is it worth it? Do I need it? In short, yes, I need it. I need all of it. But in all seriousness, if you have Divine Rose 2, do you really need it? No, I do think that, like I said, this is more of a summary of the Divine Rose 2 palette. I don't think it's anything like Divine Rose 1 at all. So if you have Divine Rose 1, I think this is definitely worth getting. For me, I have come to get everything by Pat McGrath. So yes, it was a must for me, and that's it. I mean, I don't know what to say. I bought some palettes with me to do some comparisons, and I realized I left the main one that I wanted to swatch at home, which was Golden Opulence. That was her last mini palette. So I'm gonna try to insert those swatches in at some point, but since I'm here, I'm gonna go with what I've got. So let's first look at Divine Rose 2. So Hedonistic Rose from Rose Opulence, or Rose Decadence, and Extreme Burgundy. Let's see how those compare. So here's Extreme, oh gosh, I'm running out of space. Extreme Burgundy here, Hedonistic Rose here, Hedonistic Rose, if my camera will focus, looks a little bit more pink. Let's see, Naked Blush from Divine Rose 2. I think this is one of my all-time favorite shades. Peach Dusk from Rose Decadence. Like I said, I think that the Rose Decadence palette is just a lot more pink. That's Rose Seduction from Divine Rose 2. Fuchsia Flame. So, you know, Rose Seduction isn't a duochrome, but with Fuchsia Flame, you can see those reflex of the other color in there. So they're a little bit different. Skin Show Rose Opal from Divine Rose 2, and Pink Champagne. No. I feel like they're two totally different textures too. La Vie en Rose. Okay, now, okay. So here's La Vie en Rose, and you see this gold here and this shade here. Gotta find room where I can. All right, that's Golden Honey from Rose Decadence, and Gold Nectar from La Vie en Rose. I mean, you're probably gonna find a very close dupe of the gold shade. That's just the reality. These look very similar to me. Pale Fire is from La Vie en Rose. And Pink Champagne from Rose Decadence. So, like I said, not quite the same, but if you go like this, it looks the same. And now we're gonna pull out another one. All right, let's look at Dark Galaxy. So this is the Star Wars release. Now, okay, let's look at Venomous Void and Hedonistic Rose. So this is Venomous Void. It's swatch therapy. All right, Venomous Void from Star Wars Dark Galaxy. Hedonistic Rose. Those are pretty close, friends. This shade, Cosmic. We'll put that with our Pink Champagne shades. Let's see. There's Cosmic. So, you know, kind of similar. I have Metamorphosis here, and let's just see here. So looking at Copper here, and then Scandalous. Let's check it out. Copper. Oh my God. And let's look at Scandalous. So Copper is from Metamorphosis. Scandalous. Y'all, don't tell me those shades are different, because I won't believe you. I mean, I could do this all day. I'm not gonna keep going. But there's just one more palette I wanted to look at. Oh, kind of two actually. I wanted to look at Subversive, Mothership Subversive, and see if there's a shade that looks like Fuchsia Flame. Subversive, this is like one of my favorite ones. She has this shade here called Night Creature, and that's what I was thinking would be like Fuchsia Flame. So there's Night Creature, and then Fuchsia Flame. So no, they're not really the same. I mean, here's the reality. I mean, it's not like you can make up completely new colors. Like, you know what I mean? Galactic Gold. I wanted to look at this one. Galactic Gold from Star Wars with Golden Honey. Let's try that. If you get tired of this, you can just fast forward. But swatching is just... Here's Galactic Gold from Star Wars. And here is Golden Honey from... Oh, they're different though. From Rose Decadence. They are different. So very last palette I wanted to look at was this one. This is the Mothership Sublime Bronze Ambition. And this one just has a lot of those bronzy colors. Right here. If you can get your hands on it, this is a good one to have. She's got this shade Guilt Trip that reminds me of Golden Honey. Well, let's see. I'll just put it right here with our Golden Honey. It's still different. So there's Golden Honey, there's Guilt Trip. They're the most similar though. This shade called Illicit. I was thinking that was going to be like Scandalous, but no, it's not. I think it's too light. Let's see. It's along the same lines, but those two are dupes for each other. So you can't. All right, that's it for comparisons because I could keep going. I mean, the reality is Pat McGrath has a lot of eyeshadow palettes, so you're going to find something similar. So now the Ritualistic Rose Quad, how does that compare to this? I just think these would be really good partners for each other. And the reason being is because these are the astral shades and she doesn't have astral shades in this palette. So these would be like really good teammates, you know, just like I said that this would be a really good teammate for Divine Rose 1 and Divine Rose 2. And just in case you wanted to see how Rose Decadence looks up against Divine Rose 1, I've got that here too. So see, they're not too similar. And this gold up here is an astral shade. So I feel like the astral shades look really good on top of other shades. So they wouldn't really be dupes for each other. I think what I would have liked to see from Pat McGrath, I'm not disappointed with any of this, but I think what I would have liked to see was her. She focuses so much on the divinity of the rose and, you know, how divine it is and the blooms and the blossoms and all of that, like, really does serve as her inspiration. If you follow her on social media, you see a lot of that. But I think what people tend to forget is that roses grow amongst thorns. And to get the rose, you might get pricked by a thorn, you know? And so I would have loved to see her come out with like the opposite of Divine Rose. So, you know, if Divine is godly, then more of like a, I can't think of a good name for it, but like almost like an earthly rose palette or something like that. Something that's focusing more on the ugliness of it, you know? So when you think about rose thorns, and I'll insert a picture, you know, the thorns, it's like green, but then they do have this brownish pink. So if she came out with a palette that, you know, had, like a duochrome green, like almost like a, not like Sextraterrestrial, because Sextraterrestrial is like a green pink shift. We're gonna swatch that because I mean, you have to, you just have to. Look at this. So, I mean, to me, that would really embody the thorn, you know? So she did something like that with this green or maybe a green brown shift. I think that would look really good, you know, because fall is coming. So I just think those darker vibes and those darker colors, like, just would have been like a really cool color story. So if maybe she had a duochrome or a trichrome, green, brown, golden, or green, brown, coppery type shade, like with the Scandalous, ooh, if she did like a green, like this green that's in Extraterrestrial, that in it, and it would shift to like this coppery shade here. Can you imagine that? Like, that would be a thorn, you know? And then she could have taken, hold on, let me get some help. Then she could have taken a deep, like a deep, does this one have it? This, like a deep brown. So just imagine, maybe the transition shade wouldn't be one of these peachy shades. Maybe it would have been more of a, I mean, not exactly, but more of this type of shade. I noticed that this palette did not sell out, and then it went right to Sephora. So I'm like, are people tired, you know, of the rose, you know, the rose shade? She could have even focused on roses that weren't pink, you know, just to make it more of a transition. Now, I'll wear this any time of year, but I'm just saying, to make it more of a transition now that we have fall coming, that would have transitioned us right on, but it would have just given us like a whole different vibe and a whole different perspective. And then if you took that palette and then paired that with this, it would be out of this world. Oh, she could have had like the thorns all over the packaging. Call me, Pat. It's like, no, I was like, Pat, if you ever need help with a design, that just would be great. That would just, oh, okay. In any case, that's my video for today. I really hope that you all enjoyed coming up with the looks, watching with me, comparing with me, and just hanging out. This is just all about having fun. It's a creative outlet for me to kind of get away from, you know, all the foolishness going on. I will be going back to work soon virtually. The reopening plan and schedule is going to be a bit wild, and trying to do it with 2 kids, I am just very interested in what that's going to look like. So I'll definitely update you guys on that. So with that being said, I appreciate you. I thank you so much for watching and giving me a little bit of your time. Please continue to be nice to yourself. Do your positive affirmations. Tell yourself something good every day, because we need it right now. We need it all the time, but especially right now. And make sure you are staying safe, and I'll connect with you guys in the next video. Bye.